Why is it said that in old age one should not go visiting around? Reasons you must know. As we journey into our golden years, life begins to take on a quieter rhythm. Social dynamics shift, and what once felt essential, visiting friends and hosting gatherings, may no longer align with our needs and desires. The wisdom of age often guides us to reevaluate how we spend our energy and time. This brings us to a timeless question. Why is it said that in old age, one should not go visiting around? Let us delve into the reasons behind this perspective, exploring the lessons life teaches us about relationships, boundaries, and the pursuit of inner peace. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Protecting your peace in solitude. In the later stages of life, the concept of peace takes on a profound meaning. It is no longer just the absence of chaos, but a deliberate choice to surround ourselves with tranquility. Solitude, which might have seemed daunting or lonely in our younger years, now becomes a sanctuary, a space where we can reflect, recharge, and reconnect with what truly matters. This is the essence of protecting your peace. For many seniors, the noise of the outside world, the constant calls for socializing, the endless small talk, and the pressure to conform to other schedules feels overwhelming. After years of giving to others, from raising families to building careers, this stage of life presents a precious opportunity to focus inward. Protecting your peace is not an act of selfishness, but one of self-preservation. It is a way of honoring the life you've built and the wisdom you've gained. Imagine sitting by a window with a cup of tea, watching the seasons change, and feeling no obligation to be anywhere but in that moment. This simple act can bring more joy and fulfillment than the hustle of visiting others out of obligation. Life, at its core, is about finding what nourishes your soul, and often that nourishment comes from stillness. When we step back from constant visiting, we create a buffer against the mental and physical fatigue that often accompanies such activities. Hosting and traveling require energy that is better spent on pursuits that bring joy and serenity. It's not just about conserving physical strength, but also about maintaining emotional balance. Social obligations can sometimes feel like a weight, pulling us away from the peace we've worked so hard to cultivate. Furthermore, solitude allows us to rediscover ourselves. It gives us time to engage in activities that bring personal satisfaction, whether it's gardening, reading, painting, or simply enjoying the quiet hum of life around us. These moments of introspection and creativity are gifts that only grow more precious with age. They remind us that happiness doesn't always come from external sources, it often blooms within. There's a unique beauty in learning to be comfortable with one's own company. In solitude, we find clarity. We can look back on our life's journey with gratitude, recognizing the lessons learned and the milestones achieved. This clarity can inspire a deeper appreciation for the present and a stronger sense of contentment. Choosing solitude also helps us maintain healthier relationships. By stepping back from the cycle of constant visits, we can approach our interactions with others from a place of authenticity. When we do meet friends or family, it's because we genuinely want to, not because we feel obligated. This shift transforms each encounter into something meaningful, rather than a routine. To protect your peace is to respect your own boundaries. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are valuable and not everyone or everything deserves a piece of them. In this stage of life, prioritizing your well-being becomes not just a choice but a necessity. You have earned the right to decide how you spend your days and who you spend them with. Ultimately, the choice to step away from visiting around is an act of self-care. It's about embracing a life that aligns with your needs and desires, free from external pressures. By protecting your peace and savoring solitude, you can create a life that is rich in fulfillment, joy, and tranquility. This is the gift of aging, the chance to live with purpose, grace, and authenticity. 2. Avoiding unintentional disturbances. As we age, our understanding of relationships and personal boundaries deepens. Visiting others, which once seemed like a natural and joyful act, now requires more thoughtfulness and sensitivity. Life teaches us that while our intentions may be pure, the outcomes of our actions don't always align with our hopes. Visiting others in old age, though well meaning, can sometimes lead to unintended disturbances, creating discomfort for both sides. Every household has its own rhythm, a unique flow of daily life shaped by schedules, responsibilities, and personal habits. As visitors, we may unintentionally disrupt this balance. Even a friendly visit can demand time and energy from the host, who might feel obligated to prepare refreshments, tidy the home, or adjust their routine to accommodate the guest. For families juggling work, caregiving, or other responsibilities, this can create stress even if they do not openly express it. The subtleties of human interactions in old age can be particularly poignant. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes, a hurried response, or a strained attempt at hospitality can all signal that a visit, however well intended, might not be entirely welcome. As elders, our wisdom enables us to sense these nuances and respect them. It is not about feeling rejected, but about recognizing that everyone's circumstances differ, and the unspoken complexities of daily life may leave little room for unplanned or frequent visits. For the visitor, too, such situations can lead to feelings of unease. The realization that our presence might be a burden, even if unintended, can overshadow the joy of connection. This awareness teaches us the value of being intentional about how and when we connect with others. A heartfelt phone call, a note of appreciation, or a scheduled meetup in a neutral space can often achieve the same warmth and connection without imposing on anyone's personal space. In old age, preserving relationships becomes more about quality than quantity. Thoughtful interactions built on mutual respect and understanding matter far more than frequent visits. By stepping back from visiting too often, we cultivate a sense of harmony and balance in our relationships, ensuring that every meeting is genuinely welcomed and cherished. 3. The risk of gossip and misunderstandings. Words are powerful. They can uplift, inspire, and connect, but they can also harm, distort, and divide. As we age, we become increasingly aware of the weight our words carry, particularly in social settings. One of the hidden risks of visiting others frequently is the potential for misunderstandings or gossip to arise, often unintentionally, from casual conversations. Social visits naturally encourage sharing, stories, experiences, and even grievances. While this sharing can foster connection, it also opens the door to misinterpretations. A harmless remark might be taken out of context, exaggerated, or shared beyond its intended audience. What begins as casual chatter can quickly spiral into a source of tension or conflict. Consider the example of a senior who, during a friendly visit, expresses frustration about a minor issue at home. Perhaps they mention a family member's habit or a small disagreement. Within a close-knit community or family circle, such remarks can be relayed and distorted, creating rifts where none existed before. The speaker might find themselves facing unintended consequences, strained relationships, accusations of gossip, or feelings of alienation. The challenge lies not only in how our words are perceived, but also in how others interpret our intentions. In old age, many of us feel a deep desire to share our wisdom and life lessons. Yet, even the most well-meaning advice can be misunderstood, especially when shared in informal or emotionally charged settings. This can lead to misunderstandings that tarnish the joy of social interactions. Protecting ourselves and others from these risks requires mindfulness. It involves choosing our words with care, steering conversations toward positive and neutral topics, and avoiding discussions about sensitive issues unless invited to do so. It also means recognizing the boundaries between personal sharing and oversharing, a skill that grows sharper with age and experience. In many cases, the safest and most fulfilling path is to focus on building connections through actions rather than words. A kind gesture, a warm smile, or simply being a good listener can create bonds that are far more meaningful and enduring than conversations prone to misinterpretation. As seniors, we have the wisdom to know that less can often be more. Fewer visits and fewer words, when chosen thoughtfully, can lead to deeper and more authentic relationships. By being mindful of the risks of gossip and misunderstandings, we preserve not only our own peace of mind, but also the trust and harmony that underpin our connections with others. This is how we create relationships that are resilient, respectful, and truly rewarding in the later years of life. 4. Economic and lifestyle differences. As we grow older, our understanding of life's disparities deepens. By the time we reach our later years, we've witnessed how differently people live, how some households thrive with abundance, while others quietly make do with less. These differences, though natural and unavoidable, can create unspoken tension when frequent visits bring them into sharp focus. Visiting someone's home often reveals more than we anticipate. The decor, the food served, the clothes worn, or even the subtle mannerisms of the host can unintentionally highlight differences in financial circumstances. For the visitor, it may evoke feelings of inadequacy, envy, or self-doubt. On the other hand, the host might feel pressure to present their best, to show generosity, or to avoid inadvertently seeming boastful. These emotional undercurrents can weigh heavily on relationships, particularly in old age when comparisons may feel more personal. For some, visiting a friend with a more luxurious lifestyle might prompt feelings of regret or self-criticism about the choices they made in life. For others, hosting a friend with fewer means might bring feelings of guilt or awkwardness, as though their good fortune is on display. These emotions are rarely spoken aloud, but they can create a quiet barrier between individuals. What begins as a friendly visit can leave both parties feeling uneasy despite their best intentions. Such is the complexity of human relationships. The beauty of aging lies in learning to live without the need for comparison. By stepping back from frequent visits, we shield ourselves and others from the subtle pressures that these differences can create. Instead of focusing on material circumstances, we can nurture connections that are based on shared values, mutual respect, and genuine care. Choosing solitude or meeting in neutral spaces like a park, a library, or a community center can remove the visual reminders of economic disparity. It allows relationships to flourish on equal ground, free from the distractions of wealth or possessions. In this way, we create bonds that honor the richness of character rather than the trappings of material success. At its heart, avoiding frequent visits isn't about avoiding others, but about preserving the dignity and emotional well-being of everyone involved. It's a gentle way of saying that what truly matters is not the life we display, but the kindness we extend to one another. 5. The changing nature of relationships. Relationships, like seasons, evolve over time. In our younger years, friendships were often expansive, lively, and marked by constant activity. We sought connection in numbers, thriving on the energy of being surrounded by people. But as we age, the landscape of relationships begins to shift. The circle grows smaller, but the bonds that remain are deeper and more meaningful. Old age brings with it a clarity that allows us to see the true nature of our connections. We come to understand that not all friendships are built to last. Some were rooted in convenience or shared circumstances, while others have endured the tests of time and change. It's in this stage of life that we learn to prioritize relationships that nourish our souls over those that merely fill our days. Visiting others frequently often stems from a desire to maintain connections that may no longer serve us. It's a habit formed in youth, driven by the belief that proximity equals closeness. But as we mature, we realize that true connection doesn't require constant presence. A phone call, a thoughtful letter, or a meaningful conversation can often carry more weight than a dozen casual visits. There is also the question of energy. The hustle and bustle of frequent socializing can feel draining, particularly in old age. Physical limitations, health concerns, and the simple desire for quiet reflection make it harder to maintain the pace of younger years. This is not a loss, but a natural shift, a sign that we're becoming more attuned to our own needs. By stepping back from the routine of visiting, we give ourselves the space to focus on relationships that truly matter. The friends who remain in our lives during this time are often those who understand us deeply. They don't require grand gestures or constant attention. They value the bond for what it is, a connection rooted in shared history, mutual respect, and unconditional care. In choosing to nurture these relationships with intentionality, we create a sense of intimacy that is rare and precious. It allows us to invest our energy wisely, ensuring that every interaction is meaningful and enriching. We learn to embrace the beauty of fewer, stronger connections, finding fulfillment in quality over quantity. The changing nature of relationships in old age is not something to fear but to celebrate. It reflects a life lived fully, with lessons learned and wisdom gained. It's a reminder that as we let go of superficial ties, we make room for deeper, more enduring connections, ones that bring peace, joy, and a profound sense of belonging. 6. Physical and emotional stress. In our younger years, the physical and emotional effort of visiting others often went unnoticed. We moved with ease, hosted with energy, and handled conversations effortlessly. But as we age, these once simple acts begin to require more from us. The physical demands of preparing for visits or traveling to meet others can feel heavier, while the emotional effort of being present and engaged may become a quiet strain. Hosting guests, for example, might mean tidying the house, preparing refreshments, or managing schedules to accommodate others' needs. These tasks, though seemingly minor, can disrupt the comfort and routine we've cultivated over time. They can leave us feeling drained rather than enriched, particularly if health issues or mobility challenges are part of daily life. Even as visitors, the experience can come with its own set of challenges. Getting ready, arranging transportation, and being in an unfamiliar environment can feel overwhelming, especially when we're used to the calm familiarity of home. The stress of maintaining lively conversations or meeting unspoken expectations can overshadow the joy of the gathering. The emotional side of visiting can also take a toll. There's often an unspoken pressure to present ourselves in a certain way, to appear cheerful, energetic, or engaged, even on days when we might feel far from it. This emotional labor, though small in appearance, adds to the overall strain, leaving little room for genuine connection or comfort. Old age offers us the wisdom to recognize these pressures and the courage to step back from them. It's not about isolating ourselves, but about valuing our well being enough to set boundaries. When we choose to limit visits, we honor the rhythms of our own lives, ensuring that our energy is directed toward what truly matters, whether it's caring for our health, engaging in a beloved hobby, or spending time with family in a relaxed, meaningful way. By simplifying our social interactions, we preserve the physical and emotional resources needed to face the challenges of aging with grace. It's a gentle reminder that we don't have to prove our worth through constant activity. Instead, we can choose a life of intentionality, focusing on moments that uplift us rather than those that deplete us. 7. The importance of embracing solitude. Solitude is often misunderstood, particularly in a culture that prizes constant connection. But for those of us in our later years, Solitude is not a state of loneliness. It's a sanctuary. It's a space where we can rediscover ourselves, reconnect with the things that bring us joy, and find peace in the stillness of life. In youth, solitude may have seemed daunting, a reminder of the absence of others. But as we age, we come to see it differently. Solitude becomes a choice, a refuge from the noise of the world. It allows us to step away from the expectations of others and immerse ourselves in the quiet beauty of our own thoughts, memories, and aspirations. Imagine sitting by a sunny window with a favorite book, tending to a garden with your hands in the soil, or simply enjoying the sound of the wind through the trees. These moments, though simple, carry a profound richness. They remind us that life's greatest treasures often come in its quietest moments. Solitude also offers us the chance to reflect. In the stillness, we can look back on our lives with gratitude, celebrating the milestones, the lessons, and the relationships that have shaped us. This reflection is not about dwelling on the past, but about finding meaning and clarity as we move forward. Embracing solitude doesn't mean cutting ourselves off from others. It means recognizing that our primary relationship is with ourselves. By nurturing this connection, we become better equipped to engage with the world in a way that is authentic and fulfilling. We learn to approach our interactions with others not from a place of obligation, but from a place of genuine desire and intention. Solitude is also a source of strength. As the people around us inevitably change, whether through distance, busy lives, or loss, our ability to find comfort within ourselves becomes essential. It prepares us for the realities of aging, helping us to face challenges with resilience and grace. In solitude, we find freedom. Freedom from the need to please, the pressure to conform, and the constant pull of social obligations. We gain the space to pursue the things that truly matter to us, whether it's a creative passion, a spiritual practice, or the simple act of being present in the moment. Embracing solitude is a gift we give ourselves. It's a testament to the wisdom of age, a celebration of the life we've lived, and a commitment to living the rest of it with intention and peace. In the quiet, we find ourselves, and in finding ourselves, we discover the profound joy of simply being. 8. Celebrating family connections. In the autumn of life, the importance of family becomes more vivid than ever. As time flows, relationships with family members carry a unique depth, a blend of shared history, unconditional love, and the bittersweet awareness of life's fleeting nature. These bonds often take center stage, providing comfort, joy, and a sense of belonging that transcends the ups and downs of daily life. Family connections are not just about physical proximity, they're about emotional closeness. A quiet moment shared with a child, grandchild, or sibling can hold more meaning than any grand gathering. Sitting at the kitchen table, recounting stories of the past, or simply enjoying each other's presence reminds us of the power of familial ties. These moments ground us, offering stability in a world that can feel increasingly unpredictable. Yet, nurturing family connections requires intentionality. With the busyness of modern life, younger generations may find it difficult to prioritize time with their elders. As seniors, we have the opportunity to bridge this gap by fostering relationships that are built on understanding, patience, and mutual respect. It's not about demanding attention, but creating an environment where family members feel welcome, loved, and free to be themselves. Celebrating family connections also means cherishing the role we play as the keepers of family history and tradition. Sharing stories of our ancestors, teaching family recipes, or passing down cherished values gives younger generations a sense of identity and continuity. These acts of sharing are not just for them. They enrich our own lives, reminding us of the legacy we leave behind. However, it's equally important to recognize the balance in these relationships. Just as we value time with family, We must respect their boundaries and lives. Instead of relying on frequent visits to feel connected, we can find joy in meaningful interactions, whether through a heartfelt phone call, a shared meal, or a handwritten letter. This approach honors the changing dynamics of family life while preserving the love and respect that hold us together. In old age, celebrating family connections is less about the frequency of contact and more about the quality of the moments we share. It's about creating memories that resonate deeply, leaving a legacy of love and connection that will endure long after we're gone. 9. Adapting to modern times. The world has transformed dramatically over the past few decades. For those of us who have witnessed these changes firsthand, the pace of modern life can feel both awe-inspiring and overwhelming. In this ever-evolving landscape, adapting to new ways of connecting and engaging with others becomes an essential part of aging gracefully. Gone are the days when face-to-face visits were the primary means of maintaining relationships. Today, technology has opened new doors, offering tools that allow us to stay connected without leaving the comfort of our homes. Video calls, text messages, and social media platforms can bridge distances, enabling us to see the faces of loved ones and hear their voices in real time. While these tools may feel unfamiliar at first, they hold immense potential for enriching our lives if we embrace them with an open mind. Adapting to modern times also means reevaluating the way we view social interactions. In the past, visiting friends and neighbors was a cultural norm, a way of building community and staying involved in each other's lives. But as society has shifted, so too have these norms. People now lead busier, more private lives, often juggling demanding schedules that leave little room for unplanned visits. Understanding and accepting this shift allows us to approach relationships with greater empathy and flexibility. Moreover, adapting doesn't mean abandoning tradition. It means integrating it into a contemporary context. For example, instead of hosting large family gatherings, we might organize smaller, more manageable meetups or virtual reunions. Instead of feeling disconnected from younger generations, we can learn to engage with them on their terms, perhaps through their preferred communication methods or by participating in activities they enjoy. Adapting to modern times is also an opportunity to cultivate new interests and hobbies that align with today's world. Whether it's exploring online courses, joining virtual communities, or pursuing creative projects, these pursuits can bring a sense of purpose and excitement to our lives. They remind us that growth and learning don't end with age, they simply take on new forms. Adapting to modern times is about embracing change without losing ourselves. It's about finding ways to stay connected, relevant, and fulfilled in a world that may feel vastly different from the one we knew. By approaching these changes with curiosity and resilience, we honor the strength and adaptability that have carried us through life's many chapters, ensuring that this one is just as meaningful as the rest. 10. Living life on your terms. Reaching old age is like standing at the summit of a mountain, where the view is vast and the perspective is clear. This stage of life brings with it the freedom to live on your terms, a gift earned through decades of experience, triumphs, and challenges. It's a time to focus on what truly matters, letting go of societal expectations or the need to please others. In doing so, we reclaim a profound sense of autonomy and peace. Living life on your terms means recognizing that not every invitation needs to be accepted and not every relationship needs to be maintained. This is not an act of selfishness, but of self-respect. It's about understanding your own boundaries and priorities, choosing to spend your time and energy in ways that align with your values and bring you joy. Whether it's dedicating mornings to quiet reflection, afternoons to a cherished hobby, or evenings to family, these choices reflect a life lived intentionally. This autonomy also allows us to redefine success and fulfillment in ways that resonate with our stage in life. Success in old age is not measured by external achievements or social circles, but by the quality of our inner peace and the depth of our connections. It's about finding contentment in simplicity, taking a walk in the fresh air, enjoying a cup of tea, or watching the sunset without distraction. These moments, though small, carry an immense weight of meaning. Living on your terms also means accepting the realities of aging with grace. It's understanding that slowing down doesn't mean stopping. It means pacing yourself in a way that honors your well being. It's about embracing the wisdom that comes with age, using it to navigate life's complexities with clarity and ease. Ultimately, living life on your terms is a declaration of self worth. It's a recognition that your time is precious and that you have the right to spend it in ways that nurture your spirit. This is not just a way of living, it's a celebration of the person you've become, a person who has nothing to prove and everything to enjoy. The beauty of aging gracefully. Old age is not an end, but a beginning. A chapter filled with the opportunity to live authentically and peacefully. The lessons we've gathered along the way guide us to focus on what truly matters. The connections that bring us joy, the solitude that nourishes our souls, and the freedom to live in alignment with our deepest values. As we step back from the rush of social obligations, we open ourselves to a life of simplicity and intention. It's not about withdrawing from the world, but about engaging with it in a way that feels meaningful and true. By limiting visits and prioritizing quality over quantity in our relationships, we create a life that is rich in harmony and free from unnecessary stress. In this stage of life, solitude becomes a source of strength, family connections a source of comfort, and personal autonomy a source of empowerment. Each day presents an opportunity to embrace the wisdom of age, to live with purpose and gratitude, and to savor the beauty of life as it is, a mosaic of small, profound moments. The journey to old age is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and the enduring power of the human spirit. It reminds us that while the world around us may change, our ability to find joy, love, and peace remains constant. And in living life on our terms, we honor not just the years behind us, but the days still to come, filled with the quiet, radiant fulfillment that only this stage of life can bring. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.